What is going on, good people? I feel like that's just my thing now. It is time for your GFW Destination X review. And it feels like finally we can say GFW without saying GFW Impact Anthem Owl Wrestling Association. Like, it feels like we can finally say GFW. And it kind of, as much as I've been very critical of GFW and very critical of this whole reboot again, I still feel like it's nice to be able to say one thing now, right? Isn't that nice? Don't you feel like that's just easier? Now, albeit, I think there's still like GFW Impact Wrestling, but just for this particular show where it was GFW Destination X, not Impact Destination X, Anthem Destination, like it just felt like there was like a little bit more, like, I don't know if I can say closure. I don't know. I don't think it's the word I want. But like it was just a little bit more clear. It was more clarity. That's the word. Casey, do you feel that at all? Now that GFW kind of is really starting that transition, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
You probably didn't have any thoughts on anything I just said.
I was not paying attention.
Bruh. Bruh. You're the absolute worst. All right, thanks, Sarah, for coming by the way. Sarah came by, hasn't even watched the show and has to leave and go watch the show. So Sarah's so quick that she don't even think when she joining stuff. She just be joining. But anyway, we're going to jump into the review. We started out American Top Team thing, start of the show, whatever, video package, start of the show, whatever. Let's get into the matches. We got Sienna versus Gail Kim for the Knockouts Championship. A new Knockouts Championship, by the way. All the championships were updated, I think, except the actual global title, if I'm not mistaken. Am I wrong about that? Was the global title the same? You probably didn't pay attention to that either?
I didn't.
Oh my God. All these titles changed. I mean, you could at least see it with the X Division title.
Oh, you mean like changed hands?
No, not hands. The physical title changed. It's different. Oh, it's a Global Force Wrestling title.
I didn't notice the new title.
Did you watch the show at all?
Were they? You mean changed from the Impact to the?
No,
I thought they were the same.
Yes. Yes, but also,
title.
No, I'm saying, like, so let's look at last week where the X Division title was in the shape of the X. This week it's round with an X on it. It has GFW on it. It's a completely different title. It's not that difficult to see.
Yeah, no, I saw that. Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm like, how did you not see this?
Yeah, yes, I saw that. Yeah.
He didn't. Anyway, and this man didn't pay attention to the obvious things that happened on the show. We had a new Knockouts title, by the way. A new actual new title. Sienna versus Gail Kim, good match. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I'm liking Sienna as champion. For some reason, her as champion is just really good for the company, I feel like. I think she does a good job holding it. She walks like a champion, acts like a champion, talks like a champion, and I love it. I was excited for this match. It was definitely good. Kim was fast and furious early. Like, she was not playing games at all early on in this match. Then Sienna dropped her on the steel steps, and that kind of stopped that. And that was a pretty nice little bump she took as well. I like that. Probably a bump they should have taken in that last knockout standing match. Just saying. But as you know, Gail Kim gets that kind of that second win, and looks like looks like she's gonna finally get the title back and be able to retire in peace with the title. KM gets involved, but Gail Kim takes him out, and then out of nowhere, was not an RKO. It was Taryn Terrell. Who, I think she did hit a cutter though, so I guess technically. Anyway, Taryn Terrell comes in and costs Gail Kim the title. And now I have a question. Is this an actual return or what? Because it's easy to say, yeah, this is obviously a return. She came back. She's there. She's going to be there forever. But, like, Taryn Terrell technically retired and said wrestling wasn't for her anymore, for her life anymore. So I'm, like, wondering, is this Taryn Terrell, is she back for good? Oh, she's just back for one night to cost Gail Kim the title? Kind of like a Great Khali aspect. Like, what was this? And now I think it makes you wonder. It makes you look forward to next week to see, is she back? Is she not back? I haven't seen the YouTube exclusive interview that they did with her after the match to kind of see what the whole reason for the return was. So I'm kind of curious about that. I want to go back and watch that when I get a chance. But Casey, any thoughts on the Knockouts Championship match if you freaking watched it? Because it don't seem like you watched the show.
I watched the matches that I wanted to watch.
This is why we can't have nice things. This is why we need Rabbit on the show. Rabbit watch all the show unless he start watching it late. Then he watch some of the show. Shut up. Thoughts?
No, it was a good match. I was just confused. I don't know why I was confused, but I was confused as to why it opened the show. I didn't expect the women or the Knockouts Championship match to open the show, but I don't know. It was a good match. I just, again, I'm still not I'm not excited as I want to be for Gail Kim's return still. And I think that's just, I don't know I still don't know exactly if it's just the fans that aren't getting me excited about it, if it's commentary that's not getting me excited about it.
Maybe, you know what? You know what's not getting you excited about it, Casey? Casey's not getting you excited about it, Casey.
What's that?
Said Casey's not getting you excited about it, Casey, because
you're terrible.
And I get the joke. It was a good joke. Anyway,
you're a terrible person.
Shall we move on to the only segment that we're probably going to talk about because it was actually kind of big?
You're terrible.
Okay, moving on. I also like this show because it didn't have a lot of segments. It didn't feel like it felt like it was mostly matches, which is what I think we wanted these Impact themed pay-per-view type things to be. It for some reason it felt like it was more of a pay-per-view for some. I don't know why, but they need to do better with this more often if they're going to do these. Anyway, the Bruce Pritchard promo. Bruce Pritchard comes out looking like a whole new man, by the way. I don't know who this man is and like what happened to him, but he don't look anywhere near what he looked like 2 weeks ago or even a month ago. Like this man, he's changed so much, like as he goes through this heel persona, this heel change or whatever. But Bruce Pritchard comes out and he talks about how, you know, he's got to address some things and he's got the Global Force Wrestling Global Championship on, that sounds so redundant, on his shoulder. And, you know, basically he's saying, you know, the reason why I have this title, Alberto El Patron, because of some personal reasons, personal issues, obviously we know what those are, was stripped of the title. Oh, actually, he willingly gave the title to Bruce Pritchard. That's actually a key component. And Bruce Pritchard, he says, you know what, the best thing to do is give the title back to one of his previous holders, and the guy who Alberto El Patron beat for it. And he says the new Global Force Wrestling Global Champion is Bobby Lashley. Lashley's music hits. We wait for Lashley to come out. Commentary kind of, you know, plays it up a little bit. Jim Cornette comes out to Bobby Lashley's music, which was a surprise because I don't know if anyone was expecting Jim Cornette to be anywhere near an Impact, TNA, GFW, and NWA ring, but I wasn't. Cornette comes out, and Cornette says, you know, I'm here for a reason. You know, kind of felt like the investor storyline a little bit, in my opinion. But he was like, you know, I'm here for a reason. You know, I'm kind of working with the board of directors now, whatever. You know, I talk to them, they don't really like you, whatever. You know, and these guys are friends, so I kind of like their like camaraderie at the beginning, like, you know, kind of being friends. And Bruce is like, get out of my ring. Like I like the kind of the power struggle. I thought that was nice. Cornette basically fires him and announces that next week there will be a 20-man gauntlet match. I said 20-man Iron Man match. I wonder how that would go. A 20-man gauntlet match for the GFW Global Championship. And I'm thinking, but what about Low Ki? Because Low Ki earned his number one contender spot. Why is he being forced to be in a 20-man gauntlet match? LAX does come out, and now it makes sense. the LAX, the whole, you know, it all makes sense now. They've been doing the same thing over and over again, and now the whole, you know, all of this makes sense. Because Jim Cornette, and I said this in our episode 2 of the Instant Classic Wrestling podcast, Jim Cornette is, and I'm gonna quote Conan here, so no one try to play any type of card on me. Jim Cornette is probably about as Yankee Doodle cracker as
that's racist.
As anybody can be. I knew you were gonna say that, but I mean, like that's what they said to the guy with the flag, and that's what they've been attacking. You know, the what did he say exactly? The not the powers that be, but you know, he says some words and stuff. But like I like this though. Like I do. I really I like this now, and like the way they can kind of banter back and forth is going to be interesting because Jim Cornette's good on the mic. He may say some stuff that you're like, bruh, but he's still good on the mic, and I'm interested to see how this is going to go, especially this LAX type stuff. I was really laughing when freaking Conan said, man, if they put you, you know, I mean, for you and, you know, behind bars, we could get a cup of soup and a honey bun. I was done with this man for like ever. That was hilarious. But I don't know. Like I just like this. I like the LAX versus not Bruce Pritchard. The LAX more so versus Jim Cornette dynamic because Jim Cornette, you know, he's from the South. He's got that Southern accent, and you know, LAX is, you know, not a fan of the management right now, and definitely not Jim Cornette. So it's gonna be interesting. Casey, any thoughts on the Bruce Pritchard promo that turned to a Jim Cornette promo that turned to an LAX promo that turned into Low-key was also there upset about what was going on. He did give him the number 20 spot in the gauntlet match, so that's nice. But Casey, any thoughts?
Yeah, so I hate Jim Cornette. I hate him. Hate him. I hate him. Why? GFW, why you do this to me? Why? Like, I don't understand. What did I do? What have I done to offend you to bring that man in to a company that I watch week after week? So now that I have to deal with him week after week because you know Jim Cornette is not the kind of person to just, you know, work backstage on creative. No, he has to be out every week. Authority in WWE.
I mean, Bruce was too, though.
What?
Also, I didn't have Bruce was too, though. I'm just saying. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, but I like Bruce.
So I want to just wrap it like Jim Cornette. I don't think he does. Because I think we did something about. I don't think he likes how Jim Cornette talks about Dixie Carter, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't think he does.
Yeah.
Which I also said this in the second episode, which you should check out, by the way, of the Insane Classic Wrestling podcast. I said this during our funniest moments of the week, that this was ironic that Jim Cornette was back in this company that he's bashed so much, albeit under a new regime and under a new name and all, but still, like, he's bashed this company so much, you know, it's misdirection and everything. So I don't know why. I don't know what gives him the belief now that it's going to, like, turn around, I guess. But do you like the LAX versus Jim Cornette dynamic, though? Cup of soup and a honey bun.
Just like that they called him a Yankee Doodle cracker. You know, that man.
I mean, like Jim Cornette is like the guy they were talking about, right? Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like, if you had to put somebody in that position that was perfect for what LAX doesn't like, I feel like Jim Cornette's it. But I still feel like low key got robbed, man. I feel like that was missed. But anyway, Super X Cup, the finals. Taiji Ishimori versus Desmond Xavier. I kind of want to get you first. Right. What? Did I say something wrong?
You said his name right. I'm surprised.
Oh, yeah. Taiji. No, I'm not going to be you today. But I I definitely like this match. I'm kind of curious to hear Casey's thoughts first, but I feel like he's gonna be like, you go first. Casey, thoughts on the Super X Cup Finals? He's gonna do it.
Well, I mean, this was a match. They wrestled. No, I was. This was a match I was excited for, but I was kind of torn because, on one hand, like whoever won, it would have been awesome. Either, uh, either one. But at the same time, I wanted both of them to win.
That's not
But
how it works.
yeah, no, I was hoping for like a double count out and like they cut the trophy in half, like do that, you know. But they didn't. But definitely a really good match. It showed you know, what the X division can really do. It shows that it's still an important division. And hopefully,
I feel like too, Casey, real quick, because I feel like you might want to piggyback on this thought because you piggyback on my thoughts all the time. Anyway, I feel like this kind of has brought the X division back to its roots a little bit. Do you think that? Do you feel that? Do you feel that way? Do you feel like that's true?
you know what? Just because I don't want to piggyback on you, you're a jerk. No, I don't. I do. Um, but yeah, definitely a really good match, and hopefully, with the success of the Super X Cup, they do it again. Hopefully, this is something that they keep. And I hope when they do it, they bring in new guys each time. Because that's what we like to see. We like to see new, fresh faces coming in, or guys from other promotions coming in. So I think that would be cool.
I agree. Also, they did mention that GFW is going to have like kind of like a network, I guess you could say, which is interesting. Actually, TNA was the first, but it was kind of back when the internet wasn't as big per se, as far as like people were so like the internet. So that'll be interesting, and I don't think they're charging for it, not to my knowledge from what they said, but I'm not sure. I'm sure they will. But they said because the reason I'm saying that is they said that basically the weekly shows would be free. So I guess it's like another way for people to watch the weekly shows, which is probably good um, for those who can't get popped. Do you have any thoughts on that before we jump into the X Division Championship match? If I'm not mistaken.
They gonna charge for it. They definitely gonna charge for it. I think they worded it like that to make you think it's gonna be free, but I mean, after you pay $9.99, the WWE Network is free.
That's true. After they take that $9.99 off your credit card every single month, it's obviously free. That's how it works.
Then it's free. Yeah, you ain't got to pay nothing after that.
I mean, what it is, it's like that one. What I'm saying. That one day you got to pay, but then the rest of the month is free. Like,
yeah, exactly.
But moving on to the X Division Championship. I didn't talk about the Super X Cup yet. The Super X Cup match before we move. I mean, I'm moving too quick.
You are. You need.
I love both of these guys.
Slow your roll.
Slow your. I love this match. This was good. This was good. I don't know I don't really know like how to even describe how good this was. But if you have, I got you, Rabbit. Look it up alert. This is a look it up alert. I mean, that's all I got to say now, right? I love the lifting gutbuster by Asian Boy. That was nice. I don't know if this move maneuver here was supposed to be a face buster, but he landed on his feet and in his face. I don't know. I don't think that's how that worked. I don't. I mean, like it looked like he landed on his feet. I might be tripping. It's possible, but I mean, he still did a good job of like selling it and everything. I love the tombstone face buster. That thing, bruh. That thing is pretty. I love that. And then Xavier winning with that like back handspring Pele. Is that what we're calling that? Because I don't know what to call it, but that's what happens. I like it. I enjoyed it. Next, we had the X Division Championship match. ladder match for the X Division Championship. Sanjay Dutt versus Trevor Lee. I don't know who the real champion is. I mean, Sanjay Dutt technically is stated to be the champion, but Trevor Lee has had the championship. So who the champion? Who the champion? But anyway, good match. I loved it. Definitely one of my favorites. The ladder spots were ridiculous. I almost cried when Trevor Lee fell off the ladder at the end. I mean, fell onto the ladder at the end, off the ladder, onto the ladder. At the end, the splash was nice. This is just a good match. After, as it looks like Sanjay Dutt is, going to get up there and finally get his title back. Caleb Conley comes out, which I was surprised about. I know they've said they've been aligned, but I haven't really felt like they've been aligned. If that makes it, like, I don't know about you when you I guess get to your part, but like I don't really feel like they've been that aligned. They might have been aligned like one time, but I don't feel like they was really that aligned. Anyway, Caleb Conley comes out, and then as it looks like Trevor Lee is going to win. P.D. Williams comes out to take out Caleb Conley, Canadian Destroyer, which was awesome to see again. I'm glad he still does it. I'm glad he can still do it. I thought he'd retired as well. He was another guy I thought that had at least announced that he was going to retire very, 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 very soon, like last year. But I love when Lee stomps his opponents into the mat. That move, bro, that move. But Sanjay Dutt ends up retaining, and this kind of starts a whole little four-way or four-man feud. So that'll be interesting to see how that's going to go, and the returns or the return of P.D. Williams and Caleb Conley, him putting him into the fray as well. But Casey, any thoughts on the X Division title ladder match besides? And I know you can agree with me on this one. It should have been the main event. Just saying.
Nah.
You think it should have been the main event? It's Destination X.
Yes.
Destination X.
In an Ultimate X match, I'm just saying. It'd always be an Ultimate X match. Every time. I definitely liked it. Anytime you have a ladder match, it's always good. And I almost feel like ladder matches in GFW, Impact, TNA, whatever you want to call it, feel that much bigger because you don't see it as often, I feel like, in GFW or Impact, whatever. I feel like you see them a lot more in like WWE. I mean, obviously, there's at least a pay-per-view a year where they have ladder matches. 2, actually. So it's more of a rarity, it feels like, in Impact as opposed to WWE. Definitely a good match. I was confused as hell when I was excited when Caleb Conley came out because I was like, yay, because as you know, I like Caleb Conley. I had no idea they were ever aligned, like, at all. Like, did I miss that episode? Did I? And
It's possible that you missed it.
Why they turn that man heel? No, don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, I don't even know like what they do. But yeah, I definitely was excited for that. Really good ladder match in general.
Yeah, definitely agree. Let's get into the debuting Ohio versus everything. I always want to say everyone, but everything. I really like them. I like their characters. I don't really know how to describe them, but I like it. Like, I'm a fan. They went up against 2 jobbers. One was named Wentz, and the other, I forgot his name. That's how much they were jobbers. I like the Ohio versus everything in this match. I want to see more of them, though. I think more than anything, I want to see them in a more competitive match so I can see, what they do. Wentz and his partner, they did get some offense in at one point, but it basically set them up to lose. So they probably should have not even gotten that offense in because they may would have lasted a little bit longer. But I'm definitely liking Ohio versus everything. I think they're really cool. Now that we know who they are, I wanted to just Amy know them now because I know she didn't know them before. I don't know. But anyway, Casey, any thoughts on Ohio versus everything's debut?
I liked it. I was excited to finally figure out who it was because Ohio versus everything didn't give us any clues really, except for they from Ohio.
And they versus every they going against everything, right?
hate you so much. And you couldn't really see their faces in the promo, which was obviously the idea. But I was excited that it was Dave and Jake Chris. Definitely like them. I've watched a lot of their matches and the indies. I think it was Dave Christ was at the CZW show that I went to, WrestleMania weekend. So they're both really talented. I like that they were brought in as a tag team. And I like that commentary kind of mentioned that, you know, they're kind of opposites, you know, yin and yang. They have two different styles. I think Dave is more of the power and physicality, and, you know, Jake is kind of more speed, it feels like, at least from what I've seen of them. So I'm definitely excited to see them on more of a mainstream wrestling show or company. And then, you know, we had the jobbers, Jason Cade, and I forgot his tag team partner's name, the other fella.
I forgot. See, I needed Jason Cade. Something wins, and I know on Carson, but that's the quarterback for the Eagles.
Yeah, I like Jason Cade, but obviously, you know, they was jobbers. They was the jobbing. They was doing the jobbing. They was doing the pin me, pay me. If anyone gets that reference, you're as old as I am. It was a Job Squad reference for the kids. Look up Job Squad. You don't. And,
We're gonna move on for Casey get older as the show moves on. But anyway, we got the main event. We got the main event: Lashley versus Matt Sydal, title versus title. I feel like having the entire America's Top Team gym out there should have clued you in that Sydal was gonna win this match. I feel like that should have clued everyone ever in, but it didn't clue me in at all. Never mind. I was gonna go to Cheesy first, but I see he disappeared. Anyway.
Did you just see? Did Sarah just send you a snap?
I can't. I'm not sure. I can't see snaps because I'm on Facebook Live right now. If I go away from it, which I don't know why, but it'll pause. So not I might have got a snap. Do I know I got the snap yet? No. I think I got a snap from somebody. I don't know who it is. Anyway,
she not happy about the Jim Cornette he did. She
I understand. I understand. He's a terrible person. Anyway, as far as this main event is concerned, I liked it. I think Lashley does a good job against smaller guys. Sorry, I'm fighting with my dog right now. But when Rabbit says he struggles against smaller competitors, he doesn't mean he can't keep up. It just means from a they give him the most trouble because he's not used to them. And I definitely like this match. I thought it was good. Sydal didn't really get a lot of offense in, but I liked when he did, and I like him kind of capitalizing on whatever he capitalized on. I don't, for the life of me, I cannot, and I don't understand why Lashley went for a chair at all. Even from a frustration standpoint, your title shot's on the line. There's new ownership. So I don't understand why Lashley went for the chair, but he did, and then he got kicked in the face, and then Sydal rolled him up. I didn't really like that finish. And it wasn't necessarily the roll-up aspect of it. It was the fact that he didn't capitalize off him getting hit in the face with the chair per se. I think he should have hit the shooting star press, and that should have been over. But it's fine. Sydal does get his title shot. I'm assuming X Division Championship shot. But he might change it up on us and be like, I want a global championship shot. Dang on it. But anyway, after the match, America's top team is, and one of the guys, they didn't even say his name, which I think is kind of a good thing. They didn't really say, because it makes it feel like it's more realistic. They didn't really say his name, but he said he grabbed Ryan Hebner and choked this man like Like, Brian Hebner was living before this. He not anymore. He choked the life out of that man. That poor. I'm telling you, Brian take all the bumps. I think he take all the bumps. But it's interesting because it gives that different aspect. And after the show, they had something on YouTube where Dan Lambert, who was the guy over America's Top Team, and Jeff Jarrett were kind of going back and forth about, Jeff Jarrett was saying, Lashley won't come for the money you're paying him or whatever. He won't slip, go over. So I think that's going to be a storyline they're going to run. I don't know if Lashley's getting ready to leave or if they're just running this kind of an MMA versus wrestling standpoint, which makes sense. But I'm interested to see how this is going to go because it brings another aspect to it. But Casey, any thoughts on the main event of the evening?
Did we talk about Petey Williams?
We did. I mentioned it in the X Division Championship match.
I just thought about that. I don't remember we saying anything about that.
Do you want to mention Petey Williams while you're mentioning him right now?
I was excited about that. So I was just making sure you said something.
Because I did. I said Canadian Destroyer.
Oh, again, I was not paying. I'm just not paying attention.
You like the absolute worst today. Like you on the struggle bus today.
I'm trying to look at educations. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I liked the match. Like I said earlier on the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast episode 2. I like.
Check it out, by the way.
Yeah, you should check that out. Go check that out. After this, go check that out. Or pause this. Open up another window. Go check that out. I like that it wasn't, completely one-sided. It was, Seidel did get some decent, offense in there. And I feel like even though it was a roll-up, I feel like he still did earn that win. It wasn't just a fluke victory, I didn't feel like. Rabbit would say something completely different, like,
Oh no, I'm gonna be Rabbit today. I don't know, man. The beast, the monster, the animal. He don't get paid like that. He don't get paid like that. And no, but for real though, I feel like, not to say it was a fluke, but I wouldn't necessarily say it was clean. It felt a lot like remember when they had that big match? It was like, I think it was the third match they had with Bobby Roode and Bobby Lashley, and he beat him by like a leverage pin. That's how I feel on this.
Well, I mean, but what I'm saying is, like, he's still. I feel like Matt Sydal still fought for it and earned it, even though it.
I mean, he was in the match.
That don't necessarily mean you fought for something and earned something.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in the match, you got to fight.
Nah, I mean, and then remember when John Cena literally buried Bray Wyatt? I'm just saying, you ain't always got to fight. You just got to, kiss the boss's ass, and then there's somebody with chairs. I'm just saying it happened. I'm not trying to hate on John Cena anymore. I'm just saying things in the past happened and proves otherwise that you got to fight for things. Anyway, I like the match. I'm curious to see the aftermath. And I was confused what they were doing with, like, America's Top Team attacking Brian Hebner and then Lashley breaking it up. It just seemed random. Like, are they going to continue a storyline with that? Like, what?
You're going to bring the Swole Mates back, let's be honest.
Probably.
Anyway, we're going to move on. That was your GFW Destination X review.
You're not going to do the last segment, the last video package?
Oh, yeah, the Johnny Mundo video package. Or Johnny Impact. I don't know if they're calling him Johnny Mundo, Johnny Impact, Johnny Nitro, Johnny Morrison, Johnny Ace. I don't know. But I'm excited, though, nonetheless. I mean, it was a good video package as usual. Kind of left you kind of in secret. Kind of good, interesting way to end the show. I like it. I'm excited. I love, who was it? I can't remember which one it was, because, like, Josh Matthews has been saying stuff, and JB's been like, what? Wait, what? How do you know that? And like, I feel like JB said, rolled the tape this time. I can't remember right offhand, but anyway, I'm excited. It's gonna be good. Like Johnny Mundo is one of the best in the world. Period. It doesn't matter. I don't care what anybody says. If he can get out of his own way, as he had, well, I don't know if he necessarily has recently, but ain't nobody really been watching him per se. And so I'm hoping that he, has gotten out of his own way and can keep being one of the best in the world. Casey?
First off, I was confused as to why I forgot if it was Josh maybe who said was listening in his headset and said, "Okay, roll the tape." Okay, I'll roll the tape. I was like, bro, why they got to tell you to roll the tape? The people in the back wrote it. Nothing to do with that at all. Like, I don't know why you saying this, but I'm gonna do the rabid part this time. So what do you like? What is style? What do you do?
he gonna want to know that next week though.
Fly is he? No, is he?
Hey, well, at least now I got a chance to think about it and really come up with a logical answer. Because sometimes you put me on the spot and I'd be like, he a wrestler.
I was ready. I was gonna be like, he do the parkour style. Because he does.
Anything else you want to say about Johnny Impact Mundo Wrestling? GFW.
I'm excited. I want to see what they do with him. I want to see if they bring him in with just his character he's been doing, on the indies, or what's going on. But I like that he mentioned, the titles that he's won, the championships that he has from, I think AAA. He has a title from, a couple promotions in Mexico. So I like that, even though Rabbit's still gonna be like, he green, he a Java, he ain't been on the main stage yet, even though he has. Just saying, WWE is there.
You don't even know that. Anyway, we go end the show. We hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't already, be sure to check out the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, episode 2. You can check out episode 1 first and then episode 2. A lot of different segments in that one show. It's worth watching if you're a wrestling fan. If you're not watching it and you are a wrestling fan, you failed to be a wrestling fan probably. Anyway, be sure to give this video a like. Share it with your friends, any GFW fans that you have on your timeline, on your followers, on your fan base, on your Twitter, in your contacts. Share them. Share the video. We'll see you guys next time. Hit that subscribe button for us. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us at Twitter on ICW_podcast. I'm going with it. And we will see you guys next time. We hope you guys enjoyed. This was your GFW Destination X review.